Greetings, folks, and welcome to today's show. Our guest today is Miss Dot Watson, who is very much a lady about town. If you've been around here a few years, you can't help but be aware of the number of things that she gets herself involved in, and very successfully. We want to talk about one of those this morning, and that is the Literacy Council and the bookshelf or bookstore that they have as part of the Literacy Council, and we want to find out what they're all about. So, Dot, appreciate your taking time to join us.
Thank you.
And before we get into the Literacy Council, how about refreshing the folks a little bit on who is Dot?
Dot's one of the oldest natives in Tullahoma, so I have a lot of history to talk about. But I've been a teacher, a secondary science teacher, and later became a nurse and loved being a nurse, and just really a supporter of education of any kind. And so that's why I'm involved with the Literacy Council and the bookshelf, and glad to be a part of that, and hope others will enjoy what we have to offer.
Okay. And along the line, you might mention in passing that you also spent 25, 30 years in the military.
Well, my husband,
yes.
But I followed him to the ends of the earth.
Right.
So
he was Navy, right?
Right.
Navy JAG.
And so when he retired, he said, "You followed me, I'll go where you want to go." I said, "I want to go home to Tullahoma."
Go home. Okay.
We're here.
Well, that's good. That's to our advantage. Okay. With that, folks, let's take a short commercial break, and we'll find out some more about the Literacy Council and the bookshelf.
The glory days, running to daylight on the gridiron, and chasing a ball with a mind of its own, cheering the team to victory, and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game.
The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Ford of Winchester. Check out the 2018 Ford Taurus, yours today for $24,995. That's Russell Barnett Ford on 41A in Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
We're back, folks, and we're talking today with Dot Watson, who is a past president and still currently a board member of the Literacy Council and the bookshelf. And we want to make sure you're familiar with what that's all about, because you should be involved as well. So, Dot, let's just sort of begin at the beginning. Tell the folks what the Literacy Council is, what is it you're trying to do, and how come?
The Literacy Council is a not-for-profit organization. It's a 501c3, of which we have many in Coffee County. Yeah. It is 30 years old. It was started when the governor 30 years ago said we need to improve education and have more people with a high school diploma. So it was started then, and it is operated or supported by the Department of Labor and Workforce Development in the state of Tennessee. And they're the ones who fund most of the program. It was, in the beginning, it was offered to be housed in Manchester with the Coffee County schools, but they turned that down. And so it came to Tullahoma, and Dr. Embry was in office at that time as the superintendent, and he was very excited to have it here. So we were able to start. The teachers are hired through the Department of Labor and Workforce Development and to run the program, and it's been very successful through the years. And classes
Are they employees of the Department of Labor and your teachers as such?
I think so, yes, probably, because their funding comes through that. It's administered, the funds, even though we're not a part of the Department of Education, the local school system, I think, gets the grant money, and then they're paid that way.
Yeah, okay.
And it is, we have classes in both Tullahoma and Manchester. Our Literacy Council is composed of 20 members, plus the 3 ex officio members who are the superintendents of the local schools.
3 school systems.
And so we have classes in both communities.
Okay. And again, I think just to make sure there's no misunderstanding about this, your real purpose is to have everybody in the state graduated from high school.
As many as possible.
And you've got how many now? I'm sure there's no such thing as an accurate count of this, but how many folks do you think are floating around the county who do not have a high school education?
We think there's somewhere between 6,000 and 7,000 adults in Coffee County who do not have a high school diploma or an equivalency.
And from a workforce standpoint, they're pretty limited in the jobs they can get, aren't they? So
they are. And that's why if they can get this high school equivalency that's offered through adult education, they have a credential to help them get a job.
Right. And they also are in a position to take another step education-wise if they want to, right?
Yeah.
So,
if they have that, then they can go to the technical schools, they can go to Motlow.
And they can become part of the Tennessee Promise program so that their efforts are funded. Okay. How do you have any idea what the breakdown of the ethnicity is of the folks who you're trying to reach? And I know one of your, I don't know whether it's a prime purpose or not, but one of the things you offer, which of course is essential if you expect to get along, and that is teaching English as a primary language.
Well, we do that. We have evening classes for that, and they're here in Tullahoma. But we're not the only group that teaches ESL, English as a second language. But I don't know the breakdown of the ethnicity of our students, because any adult who's 18 or older and does not have a previous diploma, high school diploma, or an equivalency can enroll in the classes, and there is no cost for individuals to be a part of this program. It's completely free for them.
Are folks that have gotten in trouble with the law and spent some time in jail, are they still eligible to try to get into your program?
Yes, and we also teach classes in the jail. We were able to start that a little over a year ago, and we've had quite a few who've already...
Teaching where?
In the jail.
At the jail, okay.
And the individuals who take the program in the jail, once they complete the program and pass the test, then they sometimes get a reduced sentence of about 30 days. Not always, but depends on why they're there. And that then helps to reduce the cost of.
Judge is able to give a little reward. Right?
And the other thing is, by finishing that in the jail, then when they get out, they have a credential that will help them to get a job.
Right.
And the other thing is that employers who hire them within a year of their release, they qualify for something called WOTC, which is Work Opportunity Tax Credit. It's a federally funded program whereby that business can get a tax break.
For hiring one of your students.
Well, not just one of our students, but somebody who's released from jail who has the credentials and can get that job.
Credentials being the high school equivalency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. That's I guess we can't say it often enough. That's the real goal you're trying to reach, is to have everybody in the county graduated from high school one way or the other.
And so they can get a job.
Yeah. Because
when they get a job, they're going to have some extra money to spend, and then that's going to help the local economy.
Right. Okay. Well, let's mention where your classes are held and how often and what the hours are, and what if they don't have any means to get there? No transport.
Well, that's why we try to have classes in both Tullahoma and in Manchester, so that they're closer. For a while, we just had them in Tullahoma, and so that proved a problem for some of the individuals. So we have classes on Monday and Wednesday in Manchester at St. Bede's Church. And we have
at whose church?
St. Bede's. It's the Episcopal Church over there.
Okay.
They are kind enough to provide us with the space.
Okay.
And then on Tuesday and Thursday, we have them here in Tullahoma at what we call the Old West School, which is and they're there.
That old school behind South Jackson.
Yes.
Civic Center. Right. So Monday and Wednesday here.
No,
backwards.
Manchester.
Monday and Wednesday in Manchester, Tuesday and Thursday here. Is there any way to say mainly what it is you're teaching? What are your classes?
Well, we teach English, both writing and grammar. We teach some science, we teach math, and we teach social studies. Those are the things that they're tested on to pass and get their high school equivalency. Those are the main classes. When they come into the program, they are tested to see at what level they need to be. And then they're placed in a certain class according to that testing. And then after they complete and work up to be tested before they can take, it's called a pre-test that they take before they go for the high school equivalency test.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about that. How do you, you don't conduct the test?
They're done at Motlow. There's a testing center.
But is Motlow running the test program?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the ones in the jail, though, they're allowed to take the test there. We have a certified examiner who does the testing there.
That's here at the class.
At the jail. The students who do the program at the jail, they take the tests there.
At the jail, yeah.
And we have a certified examiner who does those tests. But the others go to Motlow to take the test. They have a testing center.
All right. Well, with that, folks, we need to take a short commercial break, and we'll come back and go some more.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Chevrolet GMC in Winchester. Check out the 2019 Chevrolet Impala, up to 19% off original MSRP. That's Russell Barnett Chevrolet GMC on the bypass in Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
We're back, folks, and we're talking today with Dot Watson, who is a past president and still board member of the Literacy Council and the Bookshelf. And we've been talking quite a lot about the classroom side of it, the Literacy Council. Do we need to say anything more there, Dot? Anything you want to say about the funding for the Literacy Council?
Well, as I mentioned, we're a not-for-profit organization, and so in the past, in the early years of the Literacy Council, we would have the major fundraisers with a dinner, dance, speaker, live and silent auctions. But in 2008, when we were having a downturn in the economy, we decided not to do that because we didn't want to have to ask businesses to sponsor it and give us things to auction and that kind of thing. So since we are literacy, quote, we thought maybe working with books somehow. So for several years what we did was go to the county fair, and we drug books up there and had a booth in the main building and sold books, but the main reason was to be able to give out information to individuals who might need to sign up for the services. And that went very well, but we're getting older and it's harder to lug books. So we decided after several years, the mall here in Tullahoma, Northgate Mall, was very generous, and they gave us space in the mall, and we're in the third space that we've been in because they keep giving us a little larger space, and which is needed for what we call the bookshelf. It's a used bookstore. And the community has been wonderful to bring us fantastic books of all kinds, all genres. And we operate that with mostly volunteers. We only have 2 paid employees, a part-time bookstore manager and another helper for 10 hours a week. And they do a really good job. And we are so pleased because we're able to serve all the surrounding communities. We have customers that come from all over, and so many people who are visiting family here from everywhere come in, and they're really happy to find the bookshelf and the selections that we have. And in the bookshelf, we sell our hardbacks for $3. We sell large paperbacks for $2 and regular size paperbacks for $1. There are some exceptions to that when we get in a very special book that has unusual value, and so we will put a different price on that. Coffee table books are in the $5 range, and we have a free box that we put ones that we don't think we can sell in. And
outside the book. You might mention where the bookshelf is, probably.
The bookshelf is in Northgate Mall.
Right.
And it's
you go in the main entrance.
And it's on the right.
Way.
And so we're very thankful to be there.
Yeah.
And it's an easy place to get to, and we enjoy.
You mentioned your free books. You've got a bin you put out in front of the store.
Yes.
At which you put books you can't sell, and they're free.
Yeah.
Just walk in, and if you see something you want, take it.
And that we put magazines in that as well.
Yeah.
And people can take those. Our Bibles are free. We want people to have access to those, and when we have them, we don't always have them.
Yeah.
But
You say you take books on any subject?
we do. We do not take encyclopedias. There is no market for encyclopedias, and they take up so much space.
Wow.
We don't take old textbooks.
Yeah.
The newer textbooks we will take, but not old ones. And it's fun. We find so many. We have one section that's just devoted to Tennessee authors, and several of those are local authors, like Inman Majors and Nancy Northcott. We have her books in there. There are others as well.
Yeah.
But,
Are you? Do you have all your books in the bookshelf? Or are you overflowed somewhere else?
no, we have some storage space where we put the extras. But we try to put out the things that we know interest the community. And in that vein, we have what we call our wish box. So if a customer comes in and they can't find the book they want, we're not computerized. So we don't have that capability. But we do fill out a card with what they want and how to contact them, and we will call them if we get that book in.
Okay.
And there's no charge for that service. We're
But
glad
otherwise,
to do it.
Can you just walk in the bookshelf and say, I'd like such and such a book by so-and-so, the author? Can they just walk in and say, have you got any?
They do, and our volunteers are pretty well versed, and they know where to find them and where to look for certain authors, so they'll help the customers try to find what it is they're looking for.
And in the store itself, you're organized first by subject, I guess.
Genres. Mm-hmm.
And then author. How does you got a cross-reference there?
The fiction is done by author's last name. The more prolific writers like Clancy and Grisham, Baldacci, they have a special place in the center of the store, so that because those are the ones that are most often looked for. Janet Ivanovich, Clive Cussler. And we can't keep Stephen King in. They go out as quickly as they come in.
Who's?
Stephen King.
Stephen King. Okay.
And we have a large sci-fi section. That's very popular. We have a section for large print.
For those that are having a little sight problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we do, well, I should tell you when we're open. We're open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. And each day we open at 10, which is when the other places in the mall open. And then on Monday and Friday, we're open till 5:30. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're open till 4, and Saturday till 3. And we periodically have sales. This Saturday, it's buy one, get one. So.
Buy one, get one free.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's this coming special. And anybody can walk in and get a book. I know you're primarily trying to serve all the surrounding communities, but you don't ask to see anybody's ID, do you?
No.
If somebody's visiting in town and they come in,
you don't have to be 21 to buy a book.
How do you get your books?
The community has been wonderful to donate books. I mean, it's just like Christmas every day in there when people bring books to us. We had a lady who came in recently and she's moving and can't take all her books with her, and she brought in, we have fantastic books on Tennessee history, just beautiful books. And people who've never been in before are so surprised when they come in. Somebody will say, you ought to go to the little bookshelf in the mall. And they can't believe we have the collection we do.
Well, it's really a bargain, you know, for anybody who likes to read. Buying books can get to be a very expensive proposition, so I think you really want a pretty big bargain shop.
Yes.
It is the place to go and buy a book if you've got something you're hoping to get. Okay, and you got any idea how many books in your stock?
Thousands.
Thousands, and they're all there in the mall. And do you buy books? Do you pay anybody for books?
The only book we have bought is the one on Camp Forest. And we have sold over 600 of those books. And the reason we did it, and we sell it at a discounted rate, not what you would pay if you ordered it online, because we wanted to make it available to the people in the community who had an experience with Camp Forest or wanted to know more about it or learn the history of it. And another one by the same author is coming out this fall. And so we will have that one as well.
What's that one about?
It's also about Camp Forest, but she has interviewed people who either worked there, who had family members stationed there, or housed the loved ones who came to see their soldiers before they were shipped out.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
Well, guess what, Dot? And folks, we have run out of time. We've got to take a commercial and wrap up.
Russell Barnett Hometown Auto Rental has proudly served your auto rental for over 30 years. Check out this huge selection to choose from. Small car, mid-size car, full-size car, crossover vehicle, SUV, minivan, pickup trucks, 12 and 15 passenger vans. Whether big or small, Russell Barnett Hometown Auto Rental has them all. Stop by our 2 locations to serve you, Tullahoma and in Winchester. And remember, my question is, why rent anywhere else?
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
We're back, folks, and we've been talking today with Dot Watson, who is a prior president and currently still a member of the board of the Literacy Council and Bookshelf. And the Literacy Council, who has a primary mission, a very easy one, having everybody in the county with a high school diploma or equivalency. So, Dot, is there a little message you'd like to deliver direct to the folks out there?
Well, you asked me how we fund things, and I mentioned donations and that kind of thing. Well, Kat Murray is getting ready to do her Michael Jackson performance again. This will be the 14th year, and it's going to be on Saturday, April the 27th. And she has invited the Literacy Council to be the recipients of what's raised from that performance this year. So that'll be a big help to us.
So Kat Murray's show at the end of the month. Okay. Well, Dot, thanks very much in the first place, thanks for your time, the time you devote to your project, and thank you much for coming and sharing with us. And we will see you next time, folks. Thanks for inviting us into your parlor.